All right, we'll take a very short time out. Now, when we come back, there's a lot we're going to be talking about. We're talking about the transfer market. Of course, we're looking at Victor Osimhen. We're looking at the Berchese, quite a lot on the transfer market. We're also going to be talking about Achraf Hakimi. You know, there's one time we called him the wise man, the man boy for all men, but something has happened. We'll talk about Achraf Hakimi, and of course, we'll take a look at club by club, what your club has done as we get set for the start of a new season in England. We'll take a short time out now. Stay with us. We'll be right back in a bit. All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It's The Beautiful Game, and let's get straight into transfer stories. Let's start with Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen has finally been confirmed as a full Galatasaray player. I don't know why Sam is that because me, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Finally.
I am disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed...
It's back where it's low. Yes. Finally.
Victor Osimhen is 26. Look,
yeah, finally. He has taken himself off the grasp of Napoli.
Of Napoli, yes. But we all wanted... For the fact that he didn't go to Saudi Arabia,
yes,
that we know that it's not about the money
yeah.
for now. Yes, money is involved, but it's not about the biggest offer. He didn't go to Saudi Arabia. So if he was not going to go to Saudi Arabia, we would have loved to see. I mean, this is one window that most of the top teams in Europe needed a striker. Basically, 4 top teams in England needed it. 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, the way it's going now.
Save for Man City.
A lot of other teams.
Save for Man City.
Yes, down to maybe 8 or 9.
They only need number 9.
Yes. I mean, look at what's happening with Newcastle. We would have loved to see an Osimhen there. And we saw what Gyökeres even had to do. Gyökeres' agents even had to take a pay cut. Yeah. Gyökeres himself had to even contribute his own money to make that happen. That's Victor. You know, but I think we're happy that it's resolved. But I think that some people expected that we'll see Victor Osimhen in a top club, in a top European league. We had those expectations.
There's still time. Like you said, he's 26, and then I think there's 2 years embargo on him not to be sold to any Italian team.
Yeah.
I don't know why Napoli decides to be proved very, very hard. Yes, a player you paid similar amount of money. That's what you paid to Lille to get him. 70 million. Yeah. So if you're trying to let him go, then you should, based on the fact that he has even grown, you should get that much more. And looking at the transfer market, the kind of money that some players goes for, yes. Yes. But then, with Galatasaray, they were even trying to structure the deal to pay over 3 years, and they were kind of adamant. You either paid like this, and that's how they wanted it.
Napoli just wanted to pay hardball.
So but that's for Galatasaray that actually showed they want him. For these other clubs, I don't know. And I keep wondering, what sits with Victor Osimhen that they don't seem to put their money where their mouth is?
I think we can only
from Arsenal. So if they can pay 70, was it 70 or 75? They pay for Brian Mbeumo.
That's for Man
United. So for Man United.
Even Liverpool. This is we had the Liverpool inside the mix.
Liverpool is bidding 120 for Isaac. They paid 95 for Ekitike. So why can't you pay such money?
There's a lot that we don't know. They probably don't want to tell the press or anything. But some of his, insiders, them, they of course might know the story. Because, some Premier League clubs were offering Osimhen about 250. That's after tax, which Osimhen probably didn't want. Because look at what Gala is offering Osimhen. Over 300,000 per week after tax.
And less tax.
And then there's still image rights that is giving him, he has the right to his image. I think about 5 million thereabouts. So, and the thing is, just one season with Gala, if it performs very well again in the UCL, wins the league for them, all those kind of things, he can't go back to mainstream Europe. It could be England, it could be France, whichever. But I feel like now Italian clubs play hardball, especially Napoli. We see when their best players want to leave, it's always very hard. Koulibaly wanted to leave, problem. The only player that wanted to leave that there was no problem was Kvaratskhelia, and he left in January, which was something that I was surprised. They allowed him to leave without any problem.
Mid-season.
All right. Okay, let's move on from Victor Osimhen now. We have a Berchese also in the news, and this is because of Arsenal. There's a time it seemed like Arsenal was slow, but like Joe, Arsenal have signed 6 players, have you? 5 or 6?
Mosquera.
6 players. Yes, 6. Kepa, none of that. Nogard, Zubimendi, and of course Gyökeres now. And then, if Arsenal completes this Berchese, Baba, they are top title contenders. And I know why I say so, because I have the feeling that Liverpool are going to struggle. The reason why they will struggle, when Luis Diaz left, there's going to be a problem. You are trying to fit in, they'll be fitting about 5 new players in a team. You know what happened in the first season of Szoboszlai and McAllister? What happened last season was them blending
as a team.
Team already, yes.
Liverpool, we might see the effect of what is happening now, maybe in 2-3 years. If it all goes according to plan, it might not be immediate. In fact, I feel it will not, because you have too many players from too many different other leagues trying to find a way.
Premier League.
Look at Kekes, look at Frimpong, look at Vets. Those 3 are first team already. Whoever striker you are bringing is first team. That's 4 first team members. Whoever is going to be on the left might go with a Gakpo. There's talk about Rodrigo, and then there's also talk of Guehi.
So think about it.
If the way you keep pursuing Alexander Isak. So if you get him, that means he should be starting. So where do you put Ekitike?
Okay, we'll get to Liverpool. Let's talk about Cheze. Arsenal, Cheze. Should they do more and get this thing? So why they dilly-dally?
This was the deal I thought they were going to run after instead of that Noni Madueke.
Yes.
Yeah, but this was the deal. Eberechi is that guy for...
They needed Madueke.
I'm not saying whether they need him or not. I'm saying Eberechi is the guy that would have thought they would have quickly run after to get.
He's not the man for the post. If you look at how he played last season, Saka knows how to run behind the channels, but Nwaneri still comes back into that middle whenever he receives the ball.
Okay.
So they needed somebody who could replace Saka at this. Nobody could do that, the X factor. I know a lot of people don't rate Madueke a lot, but he has that talent. If you get it, very good.
No. Sometimes I think this is where we don't really get. I just want to mention the Madueke matter is not the fact that whether Arsenal needs Madueke.
Yes.
It's the outrageous amount that you paid to get him. Because he's not worth that player. Yes, he's a good player to have in your team, but he's not worth that amount. He's not worth that amount. For Eberechi, that's the guy. Eberechi gives you many options up front.
I think that's the guy that would take Arsenal one level higher.
If they're able to get him, like you said,
Martinelli plays best football 4 years ago.
If they're able to get Eberechi, then yes. I'm tipping Arsenal to win the league. If they're able to get Eberechi, despite everything that Man City has gotten, if they're able to get Eberechi, Arsenal is my favorite.
I prefer a Rodrigo to come instead of an Eberechi.
Well, Rodrigo is a Brazilian, and we know. And he's
said.
I know. I might prefer
Eberechi plays from the middle and sometimes drift to the left. Just like Jack Grealish.
But I'm saying that Eberechi is better than everything else now have on the left now at the moment. Yes. Okay. When last did Martinelli do something that we can? Martinelli is 3 years. In fact, Martinelli just because
the last time he had a wonderful season was
the only reason why Martinelli will be starting as Arsenal is because they are doing other options. But you can't have an Eberechi and Martinelli be starting.
All right, okay.
Except you decide to play Noni there, doing the Barcelona side of playing 2 left wingers.
All right. Let's move from that now. Let's we started talking about Isak and Isak. A lot in is just I'm miffed at I'm shocked at the young man. I think he has terrible advisors or whatever. I don't know. This action he took now. Now I can understand players taking action because you're on visa is about doing the same thing for Brentford. And look, some people are talking about blaming players. Have you seen how clubs treat these players when they don't want them?
Yeah.
I'll still relate to a Nedu Monoa interview. When Nedu Monoa was talking about how Manchester City treated himself, who was it now? Was it what was this Welsh guy? The Welsh guy that was
Craig Bellamy.
Craig Bellamy himself, and he said the day that they just came to watch the first team, they put a rule that they cannot enter training ground before 3. First team leaves by 12, and you don't pack. Where your team, your friends are from.
Your team.
You don't eat with them. You don't
somebody Chelsea did it for.
So he was talking about when clubs want to do this thing.
They don't want it.
Like you could lose your mind when clubs don't want you. So when these players want to leave, they are within their rights to fight to go if they want to. But then Alexander Isak, we saw that whole injury stuff was serious. He is okay because even before they traveled, they did a scan on that right and they said it was nothing. Now he's training at Real Sociedad. He's not even training at Newcastle. This is full out blown out strike. Baba is he said I don't want
the salary now.
So what I'm surprised about this is the fact that before Liverpool went for Ekitike, they made this approach.
Exactly.
If you are taking this step, then it's understandable. But you waited until Liverpool signed.
Because now you are not fighting. Could probably have gone to Newcastle. And because that was the thing. Newcastle came with a deal and made. If this thing happens, I say Liverpool, okay.
They will negotiate.
Look, see, take Isak, leave Ekitike.
So it happens. If you are taking this step at that time, then we know you actually wanted to. But you were not saying anything. Newcastle just rejected the Liverpool approach, and you were not saying anything.
The Newcastle now went to go for Ekitike. So they want to together. I think that Liverpool had to you be small picking. I don't know. It just felt like Liverpool want to flex muscle. I say, you will lose both of them.
I'm not happy that he's taking this step. But then, sometimes you have to do that. For footballers, the time is short. You don't always get these suitors like that.
Exactly.
There's no guarantee that Liverpool will come for you. In fact, any other big club will come for you if you decide to stay one more year. Not many players get that opportunity because you don't know how your season is going to pan out. You might not have a lot of plans, but then things don't work that way. But for Liverpool, for Newcastle, our advice, they just at least understand him. Yes, he has served Newcastle. Yes, Newcastle needs to try and understand him. So you should
no.
The problem is
own backup option.
So they are already going for Benjamin Sesko as well,
which we'll talk about in a bit. But let's wrap up with Isak. You said they should understand him.
Yes, it's not the right way to go. But then, if I can talk to Newcastle, please let this young man know.
TLC seems to think otherwise.
No, you don't do that to a club. If you wanted the move, you would have forced it. But
earlier,
yes, and then
there was a chance.
It was even a question for more money from Newcastle. So you're giving them the option that now I go there, I need to come anywhere. And now the plan A for your own success.
But that money was never going to happen.
300.
Yes, it was never. That's double the highest. It's not even any 150 now. I don't even think it's up to 150 now. It's more than double.
I think the highest paid player there is Kieran Trippier.
Yeah.
And then who is the captain?
So it was that 300 was not going to work. It was never going to happen. But now this is linked to Sesko, who now we're hearing there's Manchester United also pushing, there's Newcastle also pushing, and everything I think all remains to be seen when and if Isak will move. It's related to this Benjamin Sesko issue. But Benjamin Sesko, Manchester United, Newcastle, it is said that he has agreed with Newcastle. Manchester United don't have European football. They don't look like they will have anything in Europe in the next few years, safe and all of that. It's their pedigree, it's their history that's speaking for them now. But Newcastle look like they are on the up. They are in the Champions League next season. Where do you think this guy will end up?
Well, he himself, alongside Isak, they have same issue. If this Sesko wanted to move to the Arsenal at the time, he would have forced it.
Yes,
same
and
thing
Arsenal actually, Arsenal
they were forcing
Gyökeres. Yes.
So he is the problem. Isak is also the problem. So if he's going to move, Leipzig, I'm sorry, but I won't pay 70-something million for Sesko. If you check his goal catalogue, or you probably check Twitter, you see that the only goal people upload is, that goal is scored at the Euros, that long ball, or the one he moved to this left and shot the ball.
I think how many maximum is 14 goals in the season.
Even the Ekiti kid that Liverpool bought, compared him and Isak together, I saw his statistics, they did not include goals for a striker. Comparison.
So it's just wild. We know that a lot of people at different times, we are pushing different agendas. I saw that particular design. It was funny. You are comparing two strikers. No, and goals. The number one thing, the number one, look, forget XG. XG is important. I don't doubt it. But XG is important. In fact, conversion ratio is also important. But you see, it is not as important as the number one thing. Baba, how many goals you score?
Did he even put assist?
As much as people will berate Lukaku, his numbers speaks for him.
Definitely.
He has over 300 career goals. Definitely. How many players have that?
How many players have it? And that's the question. If they do with Isak now, that means you're looking at the first and the second highest goal scorers from last season in one team, Liverpool. Now let's look at club by club. Let's go club by club at transfer business so far. Liverpool have only 3 centre-backs, full team, first team available. They sold Jarrah Quansah.
Yeah.
And so they don't have, and Gomez was injured. He's injured. He has an injury, that's why he was able. So now they're only 2 feet. And I'm telling you, Konate is one tackle from an injury.
They even come out.
No, but we've heard that he probably will stay, that they will give him, that they will almost get to his salary, what he wants. But they basically have only a 34-year-old.
Virgil.
Shouldn't they focus also as much as, in fact, I think that Liverpool as a team should be looking at 2 central defenders, because Konate gets, how he never plays all full season.
How much do they have now to buy central defenders?
Oh, well, based on their PSR and everything, I heard they can spend as much as 500-600 million.
So who would come and sit on the bench?
As much as
no. It's for a team like Liverpool. For a team like Liverpool, you don't mind. They are big teams, and so any players can come in, because you can always have your time in there. Like you said, they do need their centre backs. I don't know why they're not looking at that. Instead of keep pursuing on getting a strike. Excuse me.
In position, they already have somebody.
Now that they've made some money from Luis Diaz, which they also is aware that they need to get defenders for Liverpool. Konate, Van Dijk had a great season last year. A reminiscent of when he had about 3-4 years ago. But who says he's going to replicate that?
Can be exposed again.
And then age will also
age
tell.
is coming. Van Dijk is 34. In fact, we love what they are doing with Salah. Look at Salah is also the same age, going on 34. There's AFCON for Salah coming up soon.
In December.
But they are set. All they need to do is carry Frimpong.
Make you play that wing.
Move Keke,
three at the back.
Bradley, or make three at the back. In fact, I think that if a Liverpool should play a Guehi, a Van Dijk, and a Konate, and then play a Frimpong,
and then Keke is there.
And Keke, I feel like that kind of a team, if you give it to a Conte
don't finish it. We don't finish one. We don't win league.
I feel like, yes, I feel like if you give that kind of a team, give him 3-5-2, and then he puts Isak and Gyökeres. I feel like he'll be unbeatable. If they do that 3-5-2 with the kind of player that Frimpong is.
Vets just right behind them, Szoboszlai, McAllister or Gravenberch. So it
looks good. Okay, let's move over to Arsenal. Yes, because someone asked a question. We're going club by club now. We'll wrap up soon. Says your thoughts on Gyökeres' performance against Spurs. He's receiving a lot of criticism, and they don't know he played just a few minutes. That's not what he came in 77 minutes.
Anything you see from fans, sometimes I mean like.
I know no bother. Okay, but let's look at Arsenal transfer market. I know we spoke about Eze. For me, how would you rate your transfer market so far? Very fast.
So even though it started slow with some of the signings that were like questionable, like I said, if they finish with the Eberechi own, I rate them. In fact, they will be my number one pick. For the over Man City. Yes. Man City has also bought so many players, but I think they have been able to strengthen the players where they actually need them. So I will pick Arsenal. It's been a good summer so far for them.
All right, let's go to Manchester United. How would you rate their season so far? Their transfer business so far?
Well, they have been wasteful. Okay. Yes. Why pay that certain amount on Mbeumo when you know that you still have wingers available? Okay. Anthony is still there. He did wonders at Betis. You've not given him time.
No, those guys are already out of the team.
No. See, there's a way you could integrate Anthony back into the team.
There's that chance. According to the coach, he said if they are unable to, then he's going to integrate them. But then he's not in their
doing it.
They are not in his plan right now.
Yes, they're training with the under-18s.
It's not good enough. That's the thing. It's not good enough.
All right, let's do Chelsea. Chelsea look like they have. Chelsea can play an 11 of goalkeepers. They can play 11 of wingers. They can play 11 of strikers. They can play 11 of midfielders. Chelsea have over 50 players already, and they are still going for more. Xavi Simons is expected to join Chelsea.
How many players have won there?
How many? Why do you rate Chelsea transfer market?
So because of the business part of it, it's a good one. I'm talking about the business side of it.
Okay.
But the footballing sense is what a lot of us question. The business side of it is the fact that you get a Madueke 27 million 2 years ago. You're able to get him out of 50 million. You get a Petrovic and you're able to put it on Bournemouth. Those are good deals. But then overall, I sometimes wonder how these players continue to say yes to Chelsea. Jared Lato deal is almost
done.
There's
Garnacho.
How many
what do you want to do with Garnacho?
Bino Gittins has not even kicked a ball. Unless you already...
they are going to loan some of them to Strasbourg.
They're already doing that.
But then I wish we had more time. We have to wrap up very soon.
Chelsea is good.
It's good. Let's wrap up with Hakimi. Sam, you have that story, please. Tell us a bit about what's happening with Hakimi.
The Hakimi story is one of those stories we've seen many with players, and then last we will talk about is the Neymar happening, and then there was evidence which was able to vindicate Neymar. Daniel Alves he spent time in jail. And so this is a similar one. This, according to the report, it happened in February 2023 when the wife and children of Achraf Hakimi went on holiday, and then there's evidence that he paid for the taxi that brought the lady. Hakimi is claiming there's a consensual sex, but the lady claims it's a rape. And that's where the whole thing is right now. In fact, why the case is, it was just the lady didn't want to pursue the case. She reported it, but she didn't want to prosecute. But then the prosecutors decided that they were going to do this. Now they are now referring the case to not just be a misdemeanor. They want to try it as a criminal offense, which is why if he convicted, can get 15 years.
But now there's talk about that the girls that they social text that has been a setup and all of that.
Yes. So that's the latest story that just came up, like that a friend of the lady that made this, that they've seen some messages on her phone, which seems like it was a set up in quote, if we could use that, because the lady and her friend already predicted how they were going to do all of this, that they're going to go to have sex with him, and then I will ask you to come around. and all of that. And when the lady reported the case, that there was also a message from her friend sending to her that, okay, which of the messages should I delete? Which ones have you shown to the prosecutors?
Wow.
So that's the only part right now that seems that might be able to help Ashraf Hakimi.
So your thoughts on this?
You know, they used to say men has come. But you see this one?
I said
it's big.
Women has come out.
Beware. May we not fall into that trap for
you. May we not fall into that trap.
Because you're looking for what to be a source of pleasure and enjoyment for you, and then somebody's looking for you to milk you.
As an adult, maybe we should get to the point where if you want to spend time this lady, just bring out a phone.
Like
you go sign, you go come.
How do you have to do this?
Yes, bring out a phone.
All this know they work.
And
bring out a phone.
We know the story of Raul Asensio's own. Yeah. His own is not even involved in the entire thing. The only thing now that they're trying to drag him in is the fact that he saw the video. That's why
he don't do anything. No,
he was not involved in the entire thing.
He saw the video.
So for footballers or let's say top celebrities out there, you need to be very careful when you play your play. When you want to do the wrong way, especially for married ones like Ashraf Hakimi, you have to be very, very careful.
I will give you
very careful.
You want to you must do consent like this.
Yes.
I don't even want to see that phone. You go type on for phone, say I come this place, so PDF go there your phone, go there my phone.
Because this thing, extramarital affairs can cause extramarital wahala for you. Be careful.
I'm happy that we're laughing about it because it seems like he might be vindicated if this goes. These text messages appear. But thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. We're looking forward to the next season. In just next week, it's the Community Shield, the Curtain Raiser, and then of course upper week, the season is back, and we are back to all our bands and all that. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. A big shout out to everyone who was part of this, to the crew. Thank you. We will see you next week. Bye bye.